It's 6:32, I guess, time for the town council regular meeting for August 8th, 2022. Call to order. Everybody's present except Joe, so we've established a quorum. If you'll stand, we'll give the invocation followed by the pledge. And that's that we just said the Lord's Prayer is an easy way of doing it. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the power and the glory. Amen. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hopefully the master meeting today looks like a lot shorter, so we'll go ahead and start that. I guess motion to, unless somebody wants to add something to the agenda.
We do need to add one thing to the agenda, is the motion to accept the low bid for the volleyball field.
That's just a motion to amend the agenda to add on the volleyball field bids and review and acceptance.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And the next item, I guess, is adopt the amended agenda as presented. Motion to adopt that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. The next item is approval of minutes as presented for the regular meeting of July 11th, 2022.
I make that motion to accept the minutes of July 2022. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we'll go ahead and get started. And there's no old business. The first item, I guess, is Walt. You want to kind of give us a engineer update, recommendations, and all of that?
Sir. We are in the 45-day clearing period for the Southland asphalt overlay project. We're also in the 45-day clearing period for the North Shore Drainage project. So those two are still in there. I do have pay request number 4 for the waterline looping to City Park in the amount of $3,532.50. It's our recommendation that this be put in payment.
I make that motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay. This project is also in the clearing period, and so these three will probably final bill will probably the shore by next meeting. I also have for the wastewater treatment plant project, D.W. Justin and Associates invoice for the category Z, which is 100% reimbursement from FEMA for the consultation services that they asked us to participate with and supply information in the amount of $218.75, and that is the final invoice for category Z from our office. We have gone all the way through the system, I guess you could say, and they've approved it. And now obligated funds, and we're still working on, we're very close to getting started. The materials are showing up, or getting ready to show up, so on the wastewater project.
So are they going to pay 100% for everything on that, or is it just?
This is the category Z, which is consultation services associated with the FEMA review people.
Okay, so this is 100% just for the consultation,
Right,
not for
right,
the.
right. No, I'm not quite sure where we are financially, all that kind of stuff. Every time I ask a question, I say, "Oh, you're good, you're good." I said, "Okay, do I need to deal with these calls anymore?" No. I said, "Thank you, sir." So we're good at that. And working on the asphalt overlay project.
Before you go that motion, right?
I'll make that motion to pay D.W. Judson
$218.75.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You opposed?
If I get some gasoline, yeah, I'll come back and put Iowa, you know?
If I get you maybe half a day.
Yeah, I might get a whole tank, you know. And we're working on the asphalt overlay project, we've done the field work, and Mark Patch, you probably saw the white paint on the streets, and we're gonna move forward, get that ditch set together, as soon as I get some drafting done on it.
That's the one both on the Sherman.
We have the alley up here off of
Yeah.
Bowers, and we have Sherman. Sherman's gonna be a total reconstruct.
That's the problem, we just need to get it done, you know, the other one,
Yeah,
kind of get
it
it started.
just had so much base failure that it's in trouble. Now, first is gonna be a patch and overlay like it is south of, so, and so is the West Alley. That was it, so.
So when do you expect, I guess, to have all?
Well, I had hoped, like I said, the survey work is done, it's right now, it's in my drafting queue, and we have a standing letter, if you will.
And you might notice also the check they gave us this last week, you know, for the Kenny,
Yes.
the V
Okay.
drainage, so we've got that set up and it's ready to go.
Okay, I need to, I guess I need to do the field work and the plans.
It's good to start getting our money from them as fast as we can.
And I believe that's all kind of involved with what I'm dealing with Jeff Kennedy.
All right, fantastic. Anybody got any questions or anything in the audience? Anybody want to bring up anything at this point? No, we really appreciate you coming in. You should get off a few minutes early. Make it back before dark.
No, I'll be here for a few more minutes.
All right, the next item, I guess, is Jeff, give us a status update and everything, and we did amend the agenda to go ahead and, for the,
Oh, great.
for the ball field, so,
Okay, so Public Works Building, we're inches away, waiting on cabinets. And as soon as we get the cabinets installed, we can put floors down and close that one out.
I guess we'll have to do the 45-day final.
Exactly, I don't want to do acceptance until we've got it more complete than it is now. The contractor's okay with it, it's just one of those things we deal with these days. So, we're almost there. Other fronts, we received bids last week for the Buddy Ball Field, and we got 2 of them.
Before we do that, I saw we have a motion to approve payment number 4.
Oh, sorry.
Is that on the?
Yes.
Is that one we need to go ahead and get?
Payment number 4 in the amount of $58,241.65.
Make that motion to approve that payment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You opposed? Okay,
Okay.
sorry about that.
No, thanks. I was excited about the whole work.
Oh, yeah, no, it's,
So we got two bids on that one. One of them was $895,000 and another one was $893,000. Which I was impressed to see them that close to each other. On that one, we took the lighting and I made it an alternate. I knew it was a big ticket item, and so the alternate came in on the low bid at $175,000.
yeah, that's, a lot of that's gonna be hopefully recovered
I'm
from,
gonna talk with Jeff to see how we can do that.
see what we can get off of the insurance part of that stuff too. And just the FYI, I did talk with, Tony Stelly, we're gonna bring this, you know, to see what they can give us on this from the redeeming funds on that too, so that'll help too, at the initial stage. It is a little higher than what we've done, but just to give you an example, we, at the fire board, they closed on the truck when we talked about it, it was $450. When they finally closed on it, the truck had actually increased in price because the cost of materials are right at $500,000. So, you know, we have the ability to go ahead and get it done. Let's go ahead and get it done before it increases again, because it doesn't look like there's going to be price breaks. And we can't afford it. We've looked out that our financials are looking really good. We're going to get some reimbursements on this, and we want to do this one. The other question I do have for you, when can we have the stuff ready for bid out on that backfield? Because we need to get that now too, with the way things are going.
We're working on it. In fact, Walt and I just spent the past half hour just wandering around doing reality checks.
Is that something that maybe we can get ready to bid out before the next meeting, or is that pushing it?
I think that's pushing it. Meeting after that, I can feel confident about that.
And then the other thing, while we got you on that, and the middle field, we
Yes.
need to revamp that.
Okay.
You know, because once we get the two back ones, we still want to, the middle one where we have it.
We'll
we
have
want
to use it.
Yeah, we won't use that for a while, so I want to go ahead and get that revamped, which is grading, changing out the fences, looking at what we can salvage off of the building. I know that top, we're going to yank down and, see if we can salvage the bathrooms and the bottom offices, or if we need to tear it down.
Okay.
If you don't mind,
No.
go ahead and do that.
I'll look through it, and that could be a comfortable component of those back two fields. Go ahead and do that way when, come start playing in spring and that.
Y'all okay with that? I mean, I wanna go
Yeah,
ahead
I'd
and-
like to have those two in the back if it's done.
No, that's what I'm saying, that's what we should, but no matter what, we want to get this middle one done too, as quick as possible too. All right, let's go ahead and, you said that,
So we need to accept this bid, the one from,
And-
P&J.
and,
the alternate if you want, like.
yes, I want to, and that's coming from our insurance, so we can do it, so. Yes, if y'all make a motion to accept the lowest bid plus the alternate with the lighting.
Yeah, I'll make that motion to accept that bid from P&J Development. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any
And
opposed?
to authorize the mayor asked to enter into a contract with Kraus.
Well, we can just do it as a second motion.
Change it.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the first one, is we did accept the bid, lowest bid, and we go on that, then the second one is we just, motion to authorize myself to enter into the contract with the lowest bid.
Okay, I'll make that motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Move on, I guess.
What?
I said, I guess we can go ahead and move on, you got anything else?
I'm done.
Appreciate it, and we'll look at that, like I say, if you look at that, doing that, we tried to get it, because we definitely want to get that as best we can, and especially with the way prices are keep increasing, Right. If it keeps jumping 5 and 10% a month like this, I don't know, where's it going to end?
It's hard to keep up with it right now.
All right. And the next item,
Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
we'll see you next time around, or
There you go.
Please do.
a request by Carlos Monso to move 1992 mobile home to the location of 309 North Welcome Street. Come up and just give your name and address for the record.
All right, my name's Carlos Monso, I live at 309 North Welty Street. Well, I did. I lived there for 40 years. My trailer got tore up.
It's a wind zone 2, that's the documentation that's here, okay?
It's a 93. It's a year, but
And,
it's in good shape.
yeah, I see the pictures. Now, I know that there is an item in our ordinance where you have to have some type of plate on the outside of the mobile home. Do you have that, or has anybody talked to you about that? It's in our
There's a-
ordinance.
The what?
It's some type of plate. I can't remember exactly what's the requirement, but it's in our ordinance about having something on place on the outside of the mobile home.
On the inside of the breaker box inside.
That's the second page, that's the compliance certificate, that's.
Okay, but that's all she has to have on the inside, okay?
Yeah, it's real hard to read, but it is a window.
Yeah, well, I've seen it before, it is hard to read, but I just wanted to make sure, okay?
I move to allow a variance for Mr. Carlos Monso to move the 1992 mobile home to 309 North Welcome.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Any opposed? And then you, it's very question, you are going to be putting up new siding, or the siding only to be able to make sure, okay.
Is it?
That's it?
What I gotta do to get a permit?
Come by and talk to the girls in the front office.
Thank y'all very much.
All right, next item on the agenda is James Hardy to give an update on the sewer.
Hello, good evening. Since the last meeting we had, we installed a new motor and a pump at the Parkville Station. We installed the sewer line at 208 Ruby Street. We repaired the sewer line at J.R. Watson Elementary School. We repaired the sewer line at 1001 Marion Street. We installed a new rise manhole lid and a sewer marker at a manhole behind 16 Cherokee. We had maintenance work done on our pumps at Ashbury subdivision. And also, on a side note, school starts this Friday, so watch out for all the kids and the traffic, and wish all the students and teachers are happy and safe.
Thank you, James.
Thank you.
Any questions or anything? Next item, Pat, can you give us a public works update?
All right, hello, everybody. We have repaired several leaks in the last month. Quite a few, but we're staying on top of that. We continue to clean the ditches. I know you guys have seen cakes all around. We're doing a good job with that. Our trash pickup is still going like we wanted it to. It's coming out 2 to 3 times a month, taking care of everything. We're maintaining the grass cutting. We've got a couple of park projects that we're working on. I don't know if you guys noticed, but we poured the concrete at the Serenity Park today, part of it. And we're gonna finish pouring that tomorrow. We've got a slab that we're gonna pour back here for another project.
That's a slab that we're putting in the table tennis, ping pong, table tennis court back here. That's what you see back there, we're setting up, so.
And I've been dealing with the insurance adjusters. Actually, I'm gonna meet with them tomorrow morning at 8:30. And we're gonna go from there.
Talk about ditches, we are starting to work on ditches.
Yes, that's what I said earlier, we're cleaning.
Speaking of ditches, is it on Miller and 90, since those are state highways, the ditches that are there that the grass is growing, is that their
DOTD.
DOTD?
And I've been, DOTD's cut the ones on Miller. I've been with them and they've cut them. Especially in front of Ash Ridge, they've done a good job.
They cut them like recently, within the last
Last couple of weeks, just been.
Do you know how often they come to cut them? It's like once a
Right,
month?
whenever we complain.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, it's not that frequent, you know,
Okay.
But I've got a new contact, and she works well with us. When I call, she answers, and she takes care of it. So if you got a complaint, let me know, we'll take it.
No, I didn't know, somebody had asked me the other day, I said, if it's on one of the state highways, that's not our responsibility.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to kind of bring you aware also, I talked with Mark Abraham, and he mentioned at the senior citizens breakfast that their next thing is scheduled, is they're going to overlay from the overpass to the railroad track, Commodore Thompson. I don't know when, it's scheduled, and I'm not sure exactly when, but that's very high priority that come up through their process, and they're fixing to do that. And I am meeting with the DOTD on Wednesday at 4 o'clock to talk about a few things related to accesses up there. And I'm I asked Gerald and anybody, one of y'all other would like to come. We'll also talk about 90. I didn't give him heads up on it, but I'll bring up, I think 90 has gotten to be pretty ragged right here through our town. See if we can't do something or see what he can do to help us on that, because it's, I mean, this road is bad, but I think 90 is actually worse, but somehow that got the accidents.
I know you mentioned earlier about doing ditches, but if it's on Thompson, the state, and they'll ask for it, if you're gonna address them, can we talk about the ditch for Market Basket?
Yeah, we're doing, now as far as cutting, we are cutting some of the ditches, trying to keep it
I'm
down.
talking about getting the.
Oh, the drainage?
Yeah, because I know they said we can't touch that because that's part of their property, so we can't touch it. It's just the Market Basket parking lot has always been a problem. And I just didn't know that could be brought up if you're gonna meet with them, so.
Just to see what can be done, because it may be a case on some of these, if the town's willing to, do a little bit of matching or something like that to help them out, maybe get the higher priority.
Well, I just said we have to have permission to be able to blow it out,
Oh, no. I wouldn't
It's a
think we
matter,
would, I don't
it's
think
a
we
matter of
would.
blowing colors, we can take care of that.
We'll
I
just
think
take,
that's probably why it's, the
That's
water
part of
is
it, but the other part of it is that it sits lower than everything else around.
the parking lot,
Yes.
yeah.
That's the issue we'll have to get into. But as far as blowing it out, I think Pat's going around and they're doing some of that on the lower places that do flood, like back behind the V and then he's trying to get those blown out, on a periodic basis, trying to keep up on those. I think we were gonna do a map so we can highlight them, so we can point out, hey, we've got this one, but we still got that one. Because it's gonna be something that just has to keep on going. You can't go years like it has in the past without at least blowing them out. That's, especially with us digging the ditches, it's critical to blow all that stuff out.
What would the chance be of them resurfacing their parking lot and raising it up?
Basket doing that? They're gonna raise the store also.
Well, no, I'm just saying, I don't know if it would be,
It's gonna have to be engineered big time. It's not gonna be that simple.
okay.
They're supposed to build a whole new store right next to the railroad tracks, and they never did that. They backed out.
Do you know
of
if
that.
they purchased that property, or is it their property already?
It's their property
It is their
already.
property.
That's why Shealy had to move out,
Um,
because they made them move out. When they built the traffic circle in Leesville and built that market basket out there in Leesville, they were intended to put the market basket here. But for some reason, the town didn't get with them, and they backed out of that deal. They were supposed to build a whole new market basket, deli and all.
Was it that before the hurricane in Texas where they had to rebuild several stores?
Yeah, it was several years ago.
Yes.
That's what I said. It's-
Okay. I mean, I understand what you're saying, I just didn't know, they can't just resurface it. It's not
quite-
gonna
it's not quite that
solve the problem. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Y'all talk about the trash on Miller and all that, but what about the trash on, Lambert Street?
Just give the name. That's a good name.
My name is Alan Lazar.
So, no, I just so for the record. So were you talking about that?
On Lambert Street, they got, those ditches there with trash and everything in there, and those going into Dogwood.
You look at like that, will you check that out?
I will, but are you talking about the ditch or the big gully, the lateral?
All of it, yes.
Yeah, that's a lateral, and again, that's not gonna be the town's.
Oh, that's not it.
It's our drainage board.
That's the
that has
drainage board.
charge of that.
But we can take care of the smaller ditches that go to it and that are on our right of ways and things. And we'll try to keep those cut down and if people are pointing them out, we're trying to keep you do the worst step first, and so I'll get him to look at that and check that out. Like I said, just get with him, tell him exactly what roads that you would like to. They are going through picking up things. We do have a trash that, not Waste Management, another company that comes through and picks up people piled to the side of the road.
Yeah, that's another problem we have in our community, they're not picking it up.
Okay, well, they should, and that's, and we sometimes
Can you
have.
give us the
Are you in
address?
Dogwood?
In Dogwood and our family housing.
Yeah, they have been through Dogwood a couple times.
A couple of times, but I had trash
No,
one
he's-
time for a few months, and
Yeah, but it's gone now, right?
it's gone now.
Yeah, there's a
It's
reason
gone
for
in.
it.
I had to call for them to
Yeah,
come
I'm
in.
gonna show you something when we leave here.
Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to keep that up because that's something.
in Dogwood? I live on our family housing. Same thing, Dogwood, family.
Well, actually, we've got some up Iowa housing up here on the front.
It's Dogwood.
Well, no, I'm just saying that when you say that, people are thinking about
Yeah, no,
the ones up across from the school and then also on there. It's just kind of confusing sometimes.
I just have one thing, if the drainage lateral in your area, they actually meet the same night of the month that we meet, probably about the same time, 7. Does he have a right to go to their meetings and
Yeah,
ask
it's a
about
public- it's a
the
public
cutting the
meeting.
drainage lateral? Do you know where the drainage building is? You know where the new fire department is on Miller? The new fire substation, right, I say right past it. You turn down a little gravel road and you go back, there's a drain, that's where the drainage board office is. And like I said, they're supposed to meet the same night of the month that we do, the second
Okay.
Monday, but I don't know what time it is. But if you want to get in touch with I guess the president of the drainage board, we can get you that number. That way you can at least discuss it with him on when they cut and all that.
Yeah, but as far as the stuff that the town can take care of, that kind of take care of it. He's good about that. So,
She has some more.
anybody have anything yet? Yes, ma'am, please.
I don't know if this is the right place. I'm learning. I've been here about a year and 4 months from the hurricane. I live here now. My name is Lovey Bailey, and I was concerned about our water. It's very strong. The smell is strong when you're washing your face and your body. I think it's the chlorine you put in it.
Yeah, they put chlorine, but did you say it's just a strong chlorine?
It's
smell?
very strong. As soon as you turn the water on, you can smell it. But I called
So
maybe about 6 months, 7 months ago, and they seemed to do something about it at that time.
We
We
were,
didn't smell it, but now we're beginning to smell it for about a week or so now.
and where are you?
I'm on at Dogwood, on the Jennifer Circle. And all up in there, it smells. She had, lady just left out, she had a problem with the water, she said it smelled bad, was strong. So I can't brush my teeth with that, and we have to take a bath, you know. But I don't know much about chlorine, I don't know what it does to your body, dry your body out, I don't know.
That part of that is to keep it safe, though. You put chlorine in, and you
Yeah.
kill bacteria
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
So what about the skin, you know, that's what,
Yeah,
I don't know, I'm
I
just.
don't know, but they can look at it, if they're giving too much chlorine, you know, they adjust that on that.
Yeah,
And, that, you know, Pat, the guy that was, he just walked out.
well,
He-
I don't know nobody here, but
Well-
those two people, they just walked out.
Yeah, but I'll get with him about it, just to see if they can look at that, and see if there, you know, there may be some flushing sometimes. When you do that, we'll have to go to the end of the line and open up the fire hydrant and flush it out, because it's not got enough flow for the level they do, but I'll get with him on that.
Okay, then I appreciate it. Y'all be blessed.
Yes, ma'am, so thank you for coming.
What we on this thing, I thought we,
Thank you for the information.
y'all understand that that's a private, the street, town does not take care of the streets and stuff in there.
That's a great area,
It's not a great area.
well, I know we haven't accepted it, but by virtue of the land and everything that's going on, we do run the right of way for the water and the sewer and all of that in there, just like we've run everywhere else.
So
So
we're not,
we do.
we're not responsible for that?
Not the streets or nothing like that. That's the individual who's in this house.
Well, we charge them for garbage, don't we, and we pick it up.
Well, that's a different garbage, it could be different for the services that we sell to them, that's correct, but we're not responsible for this.
Anything, we're not supposed to cut the grass in the ditches, we're not supposed to do none of that.
I thought they were talking about the along the edge, right on the edge of it.
I know what he's talking about, it's trash. They throw the trash in the ditch, that ditch. I'm talking about individuals.
We have to look at it. What he's saying is true, we do not, it's not our streets.
Well, I know.
Yeah, but if,
That's-
yes, for the trash, obviously, if they're paying for the garbage, we're responsible for that.
But what he's talking about is on Lambert Street.
On Lambert Street, well, Lambert Street is one of our streets.
Yeah, we gotta do that, that's what I'm saying, but, yeah, we need to clear that up.
There's
I'm
no
not
way to
sure.
clear it up,
I'm
we
not
didn't
sure.
accept that, it's clear, and I want you to understand, it is clear in the sense that those streets were not accepted by the town. It was not offered to be accepted by the town. It was put, and they were supposed to maintain it for a minimum of 25 years under their contract, the people who built the housing project. Initially, they said that they were going to sell the property in exchange, and that is owned by a company that owns all of the houses. They're supposed to maintain those houses.
So is that
And they're
owned by
also
the
supposed to
community?
maintain the streets.
Well, I know, but if that's part of the community housing, that's who owns it.
It's not owned by the Iowa Housing Authority, it's owned by a private corporation that,
Okay.
by Mr., was it?
Was it?
No, it was a developer from Alexandria, Louisiana.
Oh, yes, yes, it was.
First deal, it was supposed to be
Yes.
own, rent to
Yes.
own.
Yes,
Well, it's
sir.
not, but it's not, that's right, it's
No,
not
they,
real.
they, once we passed to let them build it, then they sent it all through.
And actually, they thought the provision was that they were gonna maintain it for 25 years, but the town doesn't have to accept this field. At some point in time, that may be a practical thing to do, but it's not. But they're under their, and they're receiving, the developer received tax incentives. In other words, the reason they did that was so they could receive tax benefits, substantial tax benefits. And it's more complicated than I can explain it right here. But there was a reason why they did it.
But as far as the water and sewer, we've run the lines and everything, so we have the same responsibility.
I don't know that we developed the lines, but I think we're probably responsible for that because we're providing the water. So we're
Billing
responsible
for
for
it.
the water. We're responsible, we're maintaining the sewer lines, but it's all connected to our sewer lines.
Where does,
Cut any grass over there?
Pat,
That's what I was
Pat, are we
saying.
cutting any grass over in Dogwood?
Are they maintaining it? Is it kept up?
Yeah, we haven't had to cut any dogwood.
Got a question for you, Lou, and this is for, is there fire hydrants there also that they're maintaining?
They
Are we
have been from
maintaining
time to
them?
time, yes.
And we're maintaining them, correct?
Mhm.
I'm just trying to make sure we know the limitations, you know, because where we are.
But we can look at the documents again, but basically you've not accepted the streets, you weren't even asked to set the streets, if my recollection is correct.
The only thing we're doing there right now are hydrants, and we are picking up trash. Troy's picking up trash from time to time.
Yeah, because they pay for the trash as part of their monthly payments on this stuff, so, you know, we still have to do at least that part of it.
That's, I don't think, I don't disagree.
I just, I guess that's where I'm not clear, we need to make sure, because at some point, we either gotta hold them accountable, because I'm assuming, and this may be wrong, that we put an ordinance in to prevent this in the future, someone from doing this, where they would just come in and do it, and we wouldn't, you know.
Well, actually, the town approved the development, the journal is correct, they provided that it was going to be rent to own, it was going to be privately owned after a certain period of time. And then they changed the program and just did it, but they developed it, and they rented it out, but it's like, the purpose, the reason why this corporation did it, because it was a substantial tax benefit to them for other income that they had.
And they could legally go back and change it from rent to own to,
I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know. My guess is that might be difficult.
to prove.
But at this point, once that was done and they did receive those tax incentives, I don't. There's nothing wrong with what we're doing. But
We just gotta be cautious about road repair.
Well, I was, I thought about it because I ride there a bunch of times. But I didn't know when the new administration knew, people here, that they knew about it.
I didn't know completely, that's why I was kind of confused.
Well, I just know the rent to own because I talked to a lot of the councilmen. I said, when your kids grow up, they might have to rent to own. You understand? When we pass it, and all of a sudden they lose their deal about rent to own, and they made it a private type deal.
So how does the authority deal with all that? Are they just?
They're separate
Two separate,
entities
two
altogether.
separate, and two separate locations too.
Well, the fact is that I think the Highway Housing has different locations in town, but it's totally different. They have nothing to do with it.
They may just be managing it for HUD purposes or?
I don't know that if they were managing it, I was not aware of
Okay,
it.
I'll ask Alan tomorrow, when I talk with
Because
him.
maybe they have a contract with them, so they
I
own.
don't think they do.
I don't think, I didn't think they
But
did.
Section 8.
Well, that's where I'm just confused.
No,
We need to
they're
make
not,
sure we understand.
that's a separate, it could be, but this, as I can just say, the ownership is not the same.
Okay.
Sir.
All right. we'll go ahead and I guess move on to the next one. A motion to approve resolution 2022-17, a resolution donating movable surplus property to a political subdivision. This is to Welch, we're giving to Welch, we bought a new side mower, and we're donating the old one because it's in pretty bad shape, so that they want to take it and use it for the safety of cutting the grass on their right-of-ways. I think this is a good deal for us to help our neighboring town out. We wouldn't have gotten very much money out of it anyway, and they can definitely use it, so.
I move to approve resolution 2022-17.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Sonny, you want to give us a report on the fire department?
Good afternoon. So still, we're in the process. We met with Jeff Kepler last week about the progress on Station 1. So hopefully next week we'll have a better idea of where we're going, where we'll be at by next year. Total calls for last month, we had a total of 39 calls with 14 medicals, 4 crashes, 4 on I-10. We had 1 fire alarm, 1 false alarm, 1 structure fire, 1 grass fire, 2 natural gas leaks, 1 investigation, 1 carbon monoxide, and 9 canceled and route calls for a total of 39. So year-to-date calls, we're at 252 versus last year this time we're at 311. So call volume went down, but so that's a good thing.
Talk about a little bit about the fire truck, that, what the status is on that, that we're, with the 300,000 that the town's given, that you've gotten commitment from the parish also.
Yes, Tony Sully was there at the meeting, and I guess when the mayor brought up that they were giving, he changed his mind, and supposedly he's gonna give,
100,000.
was it 100,000?
Out of next year, so.
Out of next year's budget, because that's when the truck will be here, so that leaves the department coming up with 100, right around $100,000, give or take a little bit. We'll be taking possession of it hopefully next year. They said it takes about a year for it to get built, so the way things are moving nowadays, it can be a year, it can be a little less, it can be over, so let's hit the mess. Other than that, that's pretty much everything. We were supposed to have a FEMA meeting tomorrow morning also, but it got canceled, so we'll see where that goes.
You're planning to do another function like you did about a month ago?
Yes, ma'am. Plan on doing it's going to be a little bit smaller. And something we want to give with the mayor about, maybe renting the park, doing a cook-off competition type deal, maybe get a band in, charge a little $5
As long as you're not obstructing the playground equipment,
Right.
if y'all want to use the pavilions,
Yeah.
just come in and set the date, give us enough time to make sure it hasn't been already booked, and we'll let you book the boat pavilions or whatever you need.
All right. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Sonny.
All right.
Give us an update. Here you go.
You get a job for that?
I asked Keith White when he was going to motorize that. He kept telling me that if he does that, he follows us his butt, so.
Amen. First thing I'd like to request an amendment about the agenda for a new hire, Peterson for part-time dispatch. Chrissy wasn't able to get it in, so.
I move to amend the agenda with the addition of the dispatch hire.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you. So, recommend hire Don Peterson, part-time dispatcher.
I move to-
Donna or Donald?
Don,
Donna Peterson, okay.
I move to approve the hire of Ms. Donna Peterson.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I was trying to get some additional officers. I know you're short there also, huh?
Yeah, we ain't the only ones. Okay, the stats are 24 total offenses, 216 summons and citations, 5 traffic accidents, 6 arrests, and 227 calls for service. We had our night out at the community center on August 2nd. It went very well. Kids seemed to enjoy it. I think the fire department, it was not just for us, but all first responders, and we had us and the sheriff's office and the fire department, so that went nice. Then, just want to mention, we're aware that school's starting, and we will be out watching and monitoring the school zones.
Also got a new motorcycle, huh?
Yes, we do have a new motorcycle. It's in the process of getting marked out, and as soon as we get it marked out, we'll bring it into service.
Yeah, how you hurt your foot?
This was my fault. That's all I got, unless y'all got some questions. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Chief, Donna's gonna be a dispatcher,
Part-time dispatch.
part-time dispatcher.
Matter of fact, the one that was training part-time, she resigned. We'll get it real quick, that's a good thing.
Anybody any questions? If not, thank you much.
Question?
Next item, motion to approve resolution 2022-16, a resolution of the mayor and council of the town of Iowa to approve a lease purchase agreement for the acquisition of one police vehicle from Courtesy Automotive Group through the Ford Motor Municipal Credit, and authorize the mayor to perform all necessary and additional acts to perfect a lease purchase agreement for acquisition of equipment. You ought to already done this before, but the interest rates changed, and because the interest rates changed, we have to go back through the process. That's why we're bringing it
I
on.
move to approve resolution 2022-16.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, report of finance. What you'll find is a couple of things. You'll see a revised June financial statement. That is with all the accruals for, we were given revenue and expenses that were incurred before July, but we don't see those till after July. And so we recognize it back in the prior month. And as such, we make an accruals in the June, so that will show you more as to how the year ended up. But it does kind of distort a little bit of the July one. You'll see that, looks a lot less. That's because those payments, we won't, we're always a month behind. And at the end of the next year, in June, we'll have to make the accrual. That's why we're a little behind in the July one. But then when you look at the June, that should give you a fairly accurate statement as to how we ended up at the year with all the accruals and everything. And you can go over and look at it if you got any questions. I just want to make sure y'all aware of that. That's why we put those in there, and that's why you have a list of the accruals that were made. These were actually payments that we did receive in July, but they were for June, or in some cases, it may have been even May activity. So, other than that, anybody have any questions out there they want to bring forward to the council, or anything that they would bring up? Julie, got anything? I guess the only thing I have, Pat, is are they going to change the banners out for the Iowa Yellow Jacket banners and flags for this week?
I think Elsie said they were this week, yes.
Okay. I didn't know if they were going to do it now or if they were going to do it for the homecoming or if they were going to do it for both. I want to make sure, we're taking pride in the high school here and the junior high and all the classes going on. Sure. All right, then I entertain a motion to adjourn. Actually, an hour and 15 minutes is one of my faster ones.
Yeah, move it up.